There's actually the other side of maybe humility, which is maybe internally we feel like, oh, I'm the king, I'm the boss, but I need to ratchet it down. Sometimes I feel like I have to ratchet it up, where internally I'm like, I am just not a good DJ, or I really blew that gig, or I don't know, this imposter syndrome kind of thing that I go with, like, I don't know why people are booking me. All these other DJs are better than me. And that's how I authentically feel inside. And I have to ratchet it up to be less humble because I don't want to project weakness to my audience. So it comes from both sides. There's this middle that you have to kind of dance in.
There's like a lack of variability in the human experience because of our highlight reel.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the worst you've ever felt after DJing?
Oh, I've cried after a set once.
Alone or being supported by friends? Did you show that crying to another person, or is that?
I was alone. I'll tell the story. I was playing a corporate event. This was early in my career.
What year? Locate us.
It's 2019 now, so it must have been 2010, 2011. I've been DJing for 9 years, so it was about the second year into my DJ career, and I was playing a corporate event. And generally at corporate events, the audience isn't there to hear you play or to hear the, rare gems that they've never heard before. They just, it's a whole bunch of software engineers who are just there. They want to dance and hear the hits. And I showed up on stage and I was doing the best I could in that moment, not playing the hits. And someone came up to me and he said, hey bro, can you change the music? Like, what's going on here? And I said, hey, sorry, this is all I have. And then that was fine. That bothered me a little bit. Then he came up another 15 minutes and he said, hey bro, this music sucks. Like, you got anything else? Then I was a little bit irked. And then 15 minutes after that, he came up, and I was playing vinyl at the time, and he had his drink and he poured his drink on the record while it was spinning, while it was playing. And I was on stage in front of, that must have been 600, 700, 800 people. And I got infuriated. I started yelling at him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't come on, and do this to a DJ while he's playing. Like, this is completely disrespectful. And he started yelling at me, and we're having a yelling match from me to this guy on the dance floor in the middle of a set. Eventually, his friends dragged him out, and he was gone from the club. I was infuriated. I was all riled up. And then after the gig was over, I went into the bathroom, and I just had to decompress, and I started crying. I just couldn't. I felt so disrespected. I felt worthless. I wondered why I was doing this. And I called a friend of mine when I was in the bathroom. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to process this. And I think that was the worst I've ever felt after a DJ gig. And I never DJed a corporate gig again after that also.
Wow.
That was the last time I did that. Yeah.
Wow. And that's an interesting choice too. And of course you've gone on to continue to DJ and have had a lot of successes and have done some amazing things and some quirky things, and but you've not played another corporate gig. Does that feel to you like fuck these people, I'm doing it myself, or is it more like you got knocked off the horse and you're like, maybe I'm not going to ride horses? Like, where?
It was a growth moment for me. It was actually a very, very important artistic vision moment for me to really think about. At that point in my career, it was 1 or 2 years in. If I could get a gig, any gig, oh, awesome. Like, this is just a hobby of mine. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm just happy to play. If someone wants me to play, oh, cool. There's going to be 800 people, 700 people on the dance floor. Oh, great. This seems awesome. After that gig, then I really started, and I'm really grateful that happened. I really started thinking about, well, what do I want out of this? What am I trying to express? Who is the audience that I want to understand what I'm trying to do? And if the audience that I'm being asked to play for isn't interested in what I'm doing, then I probably shouldn't take those gigs going forward. So it was a really important milestone for me to really think about what I want out of all this.